So, hi everybody. Welcome to Parent Tips with Preschool Promise. I am here with John Kinsel. So, John, if you want to tell them like your specific title with Preschool Promise.
Sure. I'm the developmental consultant, which means that I'm available to parents and teachers and directors to help them with any concerns they might have about the development of the children, their behavior or their learning, whatever that might be. I'm an extra support.
Yeah, so I like that last week we talked about being physically prepared for school, making sure you got enough rest. And one thing that I wanted, well, John kind of put to my attention, like we're talking about being emotionally prepared for school. And I think that a lot of times we overlook that even in ourselves. So, John, if you want to talk about what does being emotionally prepared for school look like?
Yeah. Preschool Promise has always been about the whole child, not just their academic readiness or their physical readiness for school, but also emotional. And what does that mean? That means if you ask kindergarten teachers, the first things they'll list is they want children who are able to follow directions, children who are able to control their behavior and their emotions, children who are able to make friends with other children, to work beside them, children who are able to make decisions and take some initiative, children who are cooperative and who are sure of themselves and confident. If we have those kinds of capacities in the children as they come to kindergarten, they'll be so much better prepared to learn and to grow and to be the best they can be.
That's great. So wait, I do want to take a quick second. Can you guys hear us? If you're like watching, can you let us know if you can hear us? I want to make sure you can hear what John is saying because it's really important. So if someone could type.
Okay, I hope you can. I'm trying to talk loud.
You know, he's so soft spoken. Okay, great.
This is loud for me.
Okay, so thank you, Mama Martz. So what does being emotionally prepared for a child look like? How do you help? Well, you said what it looked like, so how do you help support that?
How do we help? Sure. There are a couple of things we can do that are really very simple. One of the things is that young children really need to be seen. You know, you know how young children are. They'll say, look at me, look what I'm doing. I'm standing on one foot. And we think that he's just doing that for attention. And so we'll say, good job, and then walk off and do something else.
Yes.
Yeah, right? Okay. So, yes, they need attention, but really what they're looking for is engagement. They want a relationship with you. They want to know you're hooked into them. And so they want to, can you really see me as a person? And so just taking an extra second and saying, oh yeah, look at you. You're standing on one foot and you got your hands up like this. You did it. And children really need to be encouraged much more than they need to be judged. When we say, good job, we're judging them. We're saying, oh, we're evaluating them. But when we say, look at you, you did it, we're putting the emphasis on the child's capability. And that really encourages that child to feel like, hey, I can do this, I can do more, I can do kindergarten. And so just changing your good job to you did it, and taking that extra second to describe what you see the child doing. That way they know you were paying attention, because you had to be if you give them the details of what they were doing. We also help their self-esteem and their self-awareness, because as you describe what they were doing, they're thinking, yeah, that's what I did with my body, and it helps them know themselves even better. And children who start kindergarten knowing themselves, feeling like people care about them, think that adults are going to be paying attention to them and be helpful, are going to be really ready to handle kindergarten.
That's really cool. I was telling John earlier, I have a cousin, and oh yeah, reinforcement.
Oh, the wind.
Yeah.
This is live, as you can tell.
So let me sit this up. Okay. So I have a cousin, and I have a lot of little cousins, and they're always telling me like, oh, Tejo, look at this, look what I can do. And I'm like, yeah, good. Like trying to brush them off so I can get back to, you know, watching TV or watching my son or doing something. And I really like the fact that John really spoke up to kind of looking at what they're doing and maybe mimicking and just showing them exactly what they're doing to give them that confidence. And I really see that like in my family, now that I've started to do that, I really see a difference in them and, you know, how they, you know, show us stuff or, you know, different stuff like that.
Right,
so,
good. I'm glad you've seen that. Yeah, it's because you're taking the time to let them know you care enough to pay that kind of close attention. And that's a powerful message to the child. I'm valuable. Aunt Tejol cares enough to pay. I must be important if she's going to pay that kind of detail to me, or mommy or daddy or grandma or grandpa or whoever the child lives with.
Yeah. So I'm telling you guys, this stuff works. So just make sure you are not only getting them physically prepared, as we talked about last week with Dr. Thackeray, but emotionally, that they're emotionally prepared for school as well, because that's just as important.
And if you'd like to talk to me more about your child and how you might be able to help your child be more emotionally or socially ready for kindergarten, talk to your provider and they know how to get a hold of me, and I could come visit.
And you can also comment on the bottom and we will get you in contact with John as well.
There you go.
But
Sounds
thank
good.
you so much,
welcome.
John, for being here with us. And don't forget to share, like. Let's get our babies ready for school, for preschool. Let's make sure that they're ready and encouraged. Thank you, guys.
Amen. Bye-bye.
Bye.